is exactly what I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner as a nutritionist. Hello, my honeys. If you are new here, hi, I'm Healthy Emmie. I'm a nutritionist, a weight loss specialist, and the creator of the Slim on Starch program. The first thing that I do consume on a daily basis is my vitamin B12 supplement. Please make sure if you are eating a plant-based diet like I am that you are supplementing with vitamin B12. Even if you're not on a plant-based diet, about half of Americans are low in vitamin B12, and vitamin B12 is essential for energy metabolism, cell metabolism, the regulation of your neurological function, and healthy blood. So please make sure that you are supplementing with vitamin B12 because you're not going to get it on a plant-based diet. This is the cleanest one that you're going to find. All the other B12s on the market are disgusting. They have oils, GMOs, sugar, animal products. This one is nice and clean, premium ingredients, just one active ingredient, which is B12, linked in the down bar. Starting out with meal number one here. If you are a client of mine, you will hear me refer to this as meal number one as opposed to breakfast, because I hold to the belief that we don't have to subscribe to the idea of eating just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I know that I use those terms in the intro, but as you'll hear me say sometimes on this channel too, I get you in with what you know and I tell you what you need to know. So sell you on what you want, give you what you need. So I use the terms breakfast, lunch, and dinner when somebody doesn't yet have an understanding of the fact that our bodies are so wise and they can tell us when we need food, and we don't need to rely on the societal idea of just eating breakfast, just eating lunch, just eating dinner. That actually was something that came about during the Industrial Revolution, believe it or not, having the meal before you go to work, the meal in the middle of work, and the meal when you get back from work. But the reality is that you might need more or less food depending on what your needs are. So starting out with meal number one, this first meal is going to be from my next cookbook coming out called Healthy Gut. I'm so excited about it. So if you know, you know. I have 11 cookbooks already that are all in the healthy realm. I have healthy desserts, healthy lunches, healthy families. I'll be talking about those more today, but the next cookbook is Healthy Gut, which you can actually pre-order and you can get for a discounted price if you use the code pre-order. So the information for that is linked in the down bar. It's linked in the pinned comment. So you can order Healthy Gut now, be the first to get it for a discounted price. The first meal that we are going to be doing from Healthy Gut is going to be my breakfast sweet potato toast. The great thing about this recipe, and the great thing with most of my recipes, is that this can all be cooked ahead of time and then just assembled day of. Now, the reason why this is from Healthy Gut and the reason why I actually did cook these ahead of time is because when you cook sweet potatoes and then you let them cool down, they form what's called a resistant starch, which is very, very healthy for the gut microbiome. Resistant starch is a prebiotic. So in our gut, we have probiotics. These are the living gut bacteria that we have in our microbiome. That bacteria needs to eat. And what does it eat? Probiotics eat prebiotics. And resistant starch, i.e. potatoes that have been cooked, cooled down, and then eaten the next day, have resistant starch in them. So I chose to do purple sweet potatoes, and they don't look purple now because they've been baked, and when you bake them like this, the color kind of gets removed. But I've chosen the purple sweet potatoes. You can do any type of sweet potatoes you want. All you have to do is slice them lengthwise, and then I put them in the oven. I actually cooked them on this rack, but you can cook them on a silicone baking sheet or parchment paper at 400 for about 20 minutes. The purple sweet potatoes actually also contain anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation within the gut. Pretty cool. So if you are dealing with something like IBS or any sort of condition where you are feeling a bit inflamed in the gut, these are going to be your friend. So I'm just going to line these up, and then Instacart did a great job and they gave me a perfect avocado. So I'm just going to slice this avocado in a very unsafe way. I actually know somebody who's an ER doctor, and they said the amount of people they have come in because they sliced an avocado and sliced through their hand. So please be careful. And then instead of using salt, I'm actually going to use lemon because the acidity of the lemon can mimic the taste of salt. And the reason why I'm going to opt for lemon instead of using salt in this is because salt will dehydrate you, and if we dehydrate you, your digestion is going to be compromised. And because this is the Healthy Gut Cookbook, we want to make sure that your gut is good to go, baby. And then on top of this, earlier this week, I actually prepped some peppers and onions. You may have seen this in my most recent video. All I do is I line a pan with balsamic vinegar, and then on top of it, I will put peppers and onions face down, skin side down, bake them in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes at about 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And then these store really well in the fridge. I actually think they taste better as the days go on. So I'm going to add these on top. And then if you wanted a little bit of a crunch, you could put some raw peppers and onions. Gives it some more texture, some more color, some more flavor. A little bit more of a bite. So now you have your little pieces of toast here. How adorable are these? And as you'll always hear me say, you can have as many as your body truly tells you that it needs. If you are going to have as many as your body truly tells you that it needs, don't have hundreds of avocados. You'll want to be a little bit more modest with spreading the avocado, but have as many of these pieces of toast that you feel you need. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. They're nourishing. Next up is the lunch recipe, and this is going to be from the Healthy Bowls cookbook. I love this cookbook because it is so versatile. It is mix and match. So if you don't have one of the ingredients, no big deal. You can swap it out for something that you do have, or if you don't like one of the ingredients, swap it out for what you do like. What I also love about this recipe book is that it is so simple. And if you don't quite have the ability to take all the separate ingredients and put them together in a bowl that tastes cohesive, and how to choose the right dressing, and how to even find a dressing that's going to work for this, that doesn't have animal products and isn't super high in fat, this is the cookbook for you, because it takes the guesswork out of making bowls that are cohesive, the flavors complement one another, and it just hits the spot. So I'm going to be doing the post-workout bowl from the Healthy Bowls cookbook. Here is what the finished product looks like. Absolutely delicious. My mouth is watering. I'm going to eat this. But first, I got to show you how to make it. So we're going to start with about 3/4 of a cup of cooked rice. I'm opting for brown rice. You could choose any grain here that you enjoy. You could do quinoa, you could do farro, you could do black rice, wild rice, whatever tickles your fancy. And then I'm going to add some chopped greens. Then I'm going to add some sweet potato that's already been cooked. It was in the fridge overnight, and then I just chopped it up. Now I'm going to add about 1/4 a cup of black beans. I'm going to add in some pepper and onions. I chose to grill these. You can cook them however you would like to. You can steam them, you can water saute them, you can bake them, but I went for grilled this time. I do have some corn left over, so I may as well just throw it in here. This bowl actually calls for tofu. I don't have any tofu on hand, so I'm just not going to add it. Which is what's great about recipes in the Healthy Bowls cookbook, is they are so versatile and you don't have to just stick to exactly the recipe. You can, but you can customize these based on what your desires are and what you have on hand. Now for flavor, we'll add in a lime. Instead of making a sauce, I'm just going to keep it super easy and use some store-bought salsa. You can use pretty much any salsa that you find. Pico de gallo is another great option. I prefer pico de gallo, but it tends to go bad more quickly. Salsa keeps a little bit longer. And to make it look pretty, put a few raw peppers, onions on top. And then I'll have some sliced avocado with it. Beauteous. What I love about this bowl and this cookbook in particular is that it hits all of the satisfaction factors for me. Something that we talk about in the Slim on Starch program is your satisfaction factors and how you have to learn to make meals that don't just fill you up, but actually satisfy you. And this bowl and the whole Healthy Bowls cookbook in general, they all just hit the spot. They have the satisfaction factors in there to make your meal stick around so that you finish the meal and you're like, okay, I can move on with the rest of my day. I'm not just thinking about food all the time. The Healthy Bowls cookbook has got you covered. This is available in the down bar, so just click the link in the description bar to get your copy of Healthy Bowls. This delicious mac and chili is going to be my dinner recipe, and this is from the Healthy Families cookbook. The Healthy Families cookbook is terrific for anybody that wants to eat plant-based themselves, wants to be a healthy honey, but you're living with people that don't really eat this way. Then you've got to get a copy of this recipe book, because this recipe book has things in it like the mac and chili that I'm going to make with you today that the whole family can enjoy, so that you don't have to compromise what you want for your health because other people in your family aren't on the same health journey as you. Something like this is something that the entire family will enjoy, which is the purpose of the Healthy Families cookbook. The purpose of the Healthy Families cookbook is to give you options that you can have and your kids will love and your husband will love, so that you don't have to compromise your health goals and you can contribute to their health as well. I mean, look how delicious this mac and chili is. Who wouldn't want to eat this? Who doesn't like mac and chili? Let's get down to making it. And before we do, I just want to tell you that this recipe is so easy. This is a recipe that you can whip together in under 30 minutes. It's cheap, it's minimal ingredients, it's super hearty, it's super comforting and filling, and it's a great way to end your day. So to start, I just cooked, you can see it steaming, some elbow macaroni. So that is all cooked and it's been drained. I'm just going to keep some water nearby to pour in when I need to prevent it from sticking. Okay, so these are translucent, so I'm going to add a tablespoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 10 ounces of corn kernels. I actually drained and rinsed these together, so I'm going to throw them in together. A can of diced tomatoes. A can of tomato sauce. 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 12 minutes and continue to stir it. I'm going to add in my cooked pasta, the mac, now normally I would add fresh spinach to this, but unfortunately the Instacart brought me this and it has bacon fat and nasty stuff in it. So this one today is being made without greens, but normally you'd throw spinach in here and cook it for about 3 more minutes. Now, after you let this sit for a bit, it does thicken up nicely. So you do want to let it sit and almost cool down a little bit, just so that it can be nice and thick. And then on the top, I'm just adding some black beans, some corn. And then to make it even more beautiful, I added some sliced avocado on top. But how hearty, filling, and delicious. To recap, we had breakfast from the Healthy Gut Cookbook, which is linked in the down bar that you can get on pre-order with the discount code PREORDER. For lunch, we had a bowl from the Healthy Bowls Cookbook. This was the post-workout bowl. And for dinner, we had the mac and chili from the Healthy Families Cookbook. I do get a lot of questions about, is this everything that I eat? How many calories? I don't count calories. I do believe that your body has the ability to regulate how much food that it needs. So if you find that you need an extra serving, or you eat less than this, or you need more than this, then eat more or eat less. Listen to your body's hunger fullness cues. Do not count calories. Do not force yourself to eat if you're not hungry. Go with the natural ebb and flow of what your body's cues are sending you. So this is just an example of 3 meals. By no means is this you only can eat this many calories, or you have to have this much, or you can't have this, that, or the other. Please do listen to your body's cues. I just put on my bathrobe to edit this video and realized I didn't do an outro. The dishwasher is going. This is the real deal. I love you, honeys. If you made it to this point of the video, comment nutritious and delicious, because that's what these meals are. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.